भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। नारायणं नमस्कृत्य नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरये। नष्टप्रायेषु अभद्रेषु नित्यं भागवत सेवया। भगवती उत्तम श्लोके भक्तिर्भवती नैष्टिकी। Srimad Bhagavatam, 4th Canto, Chapter 25, The Characteristics of King Puranjana, Text 28. Tvam Harir Bhavani Asi Atha Bhag Rama Patim Bichinnati King Munivad Raho Vane Tvad Anghri Kamapta Samasta Kamam Kwa Padma Koshaha Patitaha Karagrat. Tam Hrir Bhavan Nasatha Bhag Ramapatim Bichinnati King Munibad Raho Bane. Tadangri Kamapto Samasta Kamam Kwa Padma Kosha Patito Karagra. Tamrir Bhavannasya Athabhagrama Patim Bichinnati King Munivad Raho Bane. Tadangri Kamapta Samasta Kamam Kwa Padma Kosha Patita Karagrat. Tamrir Bhavannasatha Kibagrama Patim Bichinnati King Munivat Raho Bane. Tadangri Kamapta Samasta Kamam Kwa Padma Kosha Patita Karagra.
King Munibad Raho Bane. Vadangri Kamapta Samasta Kamam Padma Kosha Patita Karagra. Tamrir Bhavannasya Athabhagrama Patim Bichinnati King Munibad Raho Bane. Tadangri Kamapta Samasta Kamam Kwa Padma Kosha Patita Parakta
Mataji's. Tvam, you. Hri, shyness. Bhavani, the wife of Lord Shiva. Asi, are. Atha, rather. Bak, Saraswati, the goddess of learning. Rama, the goddess of fortune. Patim, husband. Bichinnati, searching after, thinking of. Kim, are you? Munibat, like a sage. Raha, in this lonely place. Bane, in the forest. Tat Angri, your feet. Kama, desiring. Apta, achieved. Samasta, all. Kamam, desirable things. Kwa, where. Where is. Padmakosha, the lotus flower. Patitaha, fallen. Kada, of the hand. Agrat, from the front portion or palm. Translation by His Divine Grace, Srila Prabhupada. My dear beautiful girl, you're exactly like the goddess of fortune, or the wife of Lord Shiva, or the goddess of learning, the wife of Lord Brahma. Although you must be one of them, I see that you are loitering in this forest. Indeed, you are as silent as the great sages. Is it that you are searching after your own husband? Whoever your husband may be, simply by understanding that you are so faithful to him, he will come to possess all opulences. I think you must be the goddess of fortune, but I do not see the lotus flower in your hand. Therefore I am asking you where you have thrown that flower. Please repeat after me. My dear beautiful girl, you are exactly like the goddess of fortune, or the wife of Lord Shiva, or the goddess of learning, the wife of Lord Brahma. Although you must be one of them, I see that you are loitering in this forest. Indeed, you are as silent as the great sages. Is it that you are searching after your own husband? Whoever your husband may be, simply by understanding that you are so faithful to him, he'll come to possess all opulences. I think you must be the goddess of fortune, but I do not see the lotus flower in your hand. Therefore I am asking you where you have thrown that lotus. Purport by Srila Prabhupada. Everyone thinks that his intelligence is perfect. Sometimes one employs his intelligence in the worship of Uma, the wife of Lord Shiva, in order to obtain a beautiful wife. Sometimes when one wants to become so learned as Lord Brahma, he employs his intelligence in the worship of the goddess of learning, Saraswati. Sometimes when one wishes to become as opulent as Lord Vishnu, he worships the goddess of fortune, Lakshmi. In this verse, all these enquiries are made by King Puranjana, the living entity who is bewildered and does not know how to employ his intelligence. Intelligence should be employed in the service of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. As soon as one uses his intelligence in this way, the goddess of fortune automatically becomes favorable to him. The goddess of fortune, Lakshmi, never remains without a husband, Lord Vishnu. Consequently, when one worships Lord Vishnu, he automatically obtains the favor of the goddess of fortune. One should not, like Ravana, worship the goddess of fortune alone, for she cannot remain long without her husband. Thus, her other name is Chanchala, or restless. In this verse, it is clear that Puranjan is representing our intelligence while he is talking with the girl. He not only appreciated the shyness of the girl, but actually became more and more attracted by that shyness. He was actually thinking of becoming her husband, and consequently was asking her whether she was thinking of her prospective husband or whether she was married. This is an example of bhogicha, the desire for enjoyment. One who is attracted by desires becomes conditioned in this material world, and one who is not so attracted attains liberation. King Puranjana was appreciating the beauty of the girl as if she were the goddess of fortune, but at the same time he was careful to understand that the goddess of fortune cannot be enjoyed by anyone except Lord Vishnu. Since he doubted whether the girl was the goddess of fortune, he inquired about the lotus flower she was not holding. The material world is also the goddess. The material world is also the goddess of fortune, because the material energy works under the direction of Lord Vishnu, as stated in Bhagavad Gita, Mayadhakshena prakriti suyate sacharacharam. The material world cannot be enjoyed by any living entity. If one so desires to enjoy it, he immediately becomes a demon like Ravana, Hiranyakashipu or Kanksha. Because Ravana wanted to enjoy the goddess of fortune, Sita Devi, he was vanquished with all his family, wealth and opulence. One can, however, enjoy that Maya bestowed upon the living entity by Lord Vishnu. The satisfaction of one's senses and desires means enjoying Maya, not the goddess of fortune. So, the story of Puranjana is going on. It's a long story. Puranjana is the story of a living entity. A living entity, while traveling in this material nature, in different types of bodies, when he is situated in the mode of goodness, he goes to the higher planetary systems. When one is situated in the mode of passion, he remains in the middle planetary system. And when one is in the mode of ignorance, he goes to the lower planetary systems. So this is how Kobhu Sharge, Kobhu Morte, Norke ba Kobhu. Sometimes in Sargaloka, sometimes in Martaloka, and sometimes in Narak. The living entity is traveling. It has been described that it is like roaming in a Ferris wheel. The Ferris wheel goes up and then goes down. So living entities are traveling in different bodies in this way, enjoying or suffering the results of his activities. And when one is fortunate, he gets a human form of life. When one is fortunate, he gets a human form of life, especially in the tract south of the Himalayan mountains up to the ocean, which is the land of Bharatvarsha. To get a human form of life in the holy land of Bharatvarsha is very, very fortunate. Because when one gets his birth in this holy land of Bharatvarsha, he gets an opportunity to get out of this material nature. So Puranjan got the human form of life in that particular tract of land. But still, a living entity has his desire for enjoyment. Even when he gets his body in Bharatvarsha, a human form in Bharatvarsha, he has this tendency to enjoy. And the enjoyment begins with his queen. A man is not satisfied alone in his endeavor for enjoyment. To enjoy, he needs a woman. So, in order to enjoy in this material nature, a human being gets united with his female partner. And then his exploit for enjoyment begins. The family grows, attachment grows, and along with that, suffering grows. So that is the condition of a living entity. So Puranjana was traveling. Then when he came to this land on the southern part of the Himalayan mountain, he came across this very beautiful woman. The spirit soul now came across a very beautiful woman. And he is, we can see that how he is flirting with her, flattering. That is the human nature. To win a woman, he flatters the woman. Oh, you must be the goddess of fortune. You must be the goddess of learning. Or you must be Uma Devi, the wife of Lord Shiva. And so who is this woman? She is the queen of the city of 9 gates. She is, so when a man comes across and gets married to a princess, that is the height of his good fortune. He gets the kingdom along with his wife. So this woman that Puranjana came across is the queen of the city of 9 gates. So later on in the process of representation, it has been described, the queen is actually the intelligence. The living entity comes across the material intelligence who actually dominates over this human form, the body. The city of 9 gates. And the city of 9 gates is this body with 9 gates. 2 eyes, 2 ears, 2 nostrils, 1 mouth, and anus and genital. So this is how, through this 9 gates, a living entity tries to enjoy in this material nature. And ultimately what happens to his enjoyment, his endeavor for enjoyment? He tries to enjoy, but although this form, the human body or the city of 9 gates, is very well protected by a snake with 5 heads. Who is that snake with 5 heads? The 5 types of airs. Prana, Apana, Samana, Vyana and Udana. These 5 airs are controlling the activities of the body. Ayurveda describes how these 5 airs are controlling the activity of the body. So that has been represented by the serpent with 5 heads. And Puranjana goes out through the gates. Sometimes he tries to enjoy through his eyes, sometimes he tries to enjoy with his ears, and so forth. And no matter how much he tries to enjoy, eventually this city of 9 gates is attacked. The city of 9 gates is attacked with the Javana king, Javanaraj. And who is Javanaraj? From the name only we can understand who it can be. Jamraj. And Jamraj has a sister, Kanya, the daughter of time. And who is the daughter of time? Jara, old age. With old age comes the malfunctioning of the body. As the body gets old, the body doesn't function that well. Jara, and what does the Jara does? When he embraces Puranjana, Puranjana loses all his strength. That is the magic embrace of Kalakanya. One becomes completely devoid of his energy. And then Javanraj's soldiers attack the city of Puranjana. The snake tries to protect the city, but he can't. So eventually the snake also becomes defeated. With 5 airs we are trying to defeat death. We try to defeat death by with the strength of these 5 airs. But can we do that? No. When we become embraced by time, the daughter of time, Jara, old age, then no matter how much pranayam one does or whatever yoga practices are there, they don't work. Kapal, what's it? Kapal Bhati. So, no matter how much one tries to do this, they don't work. And then the attack of the king of death Javanraj, along with his soldiers in the form of different types of diseases. They come, and then finally Puranjana, the living entity, is defeated. His queen can't do anything to him. His intelligence cannot do anything. And then Puranjana, the spirit soul, along with his subtle body, is pulled out of his body, gross body. And then Puranjana is born again. Jatasahi dhruvam mritur, dhrubam jama mritasya. Those who are born are bound to die, and those who die are bound to be born again. So he is born again, but this time he is born as a woman. And in this life, he achieved his perfection. So, the ultimate consideration is a living entity when surrenders to Krishna. Male body is prone to enjoy, whereas the female body is prone to serve. So when we assume the female body, that is when we assume the attitude of serving the Supreme Personality of Godhead, then only we achieve our perfection. Living entities are trying to enjoy since time immemorial, traveling through different types of bodies in 8,400,000 species. And eventually, when he gets a human form of life, he gets an opportunity. When the human form of life is achieved in the land of Bharatvarsha, it's extremely fortunate, because being born in the land of Bharatvarsha, one comes close to Vedic knowledge. Bharatvarsha is the land where the Vedic knowledge is cultivated, when the life is designed according to the Vedic instructions. That's what Bharatvarsha is. But due to the influence of Kali, Bharatvarsha is lost. Vedic wisdom is lost in this land of Bharatvarsha. And Prabhupada pointed out that there was at one time the whole earth planet was Bharatvarsha. It was known as Ilabrita Varsha, then Ajanabha Varsha. And then it became, after the king Bharat, the son of Rishabdev, this land became known as Bharatvarsha. So the entire planet was known as Bharatvarsha. And Bharatvarsha is the land where the spiritual culture is prevalent. The Vedic knowledge is available. So that means at one time, throughout the entire planet, Vedic knowledge was prevalent. But then, due to the influence of the age of Kali, as the Vedic knowledge started to get lost, the land of Bharatvarsha began to shrink. And in that respect, Prabhupada pointed out that last division took place in between India and Pakistan, Hindustan, Pakistan. Prior to that, we know, some time ago, the land of Bharatvarsha stretched up to Iran. Afghanistan was a part of India. Gandhar. Afghanistan those days used to be known as the land of Gandhar. Gandhari came from there. Gandhar. And in the eastern side, we can see in Indonesia and Burma, we see the tracks or traces of Vedic culture. In Thailand, there are temples that depicts Ramayana. In Bali, they are still practicing Krishna consciousness. They say that they are Hindus, they are Brahmanas. So in this way, those lands, Malaysia was Malay Desh. Now it has become Malaysia. Java, Sumatra, Bali, these were all parts of India at one time, not too long ago. But as they started to give up the Vedic culture, they became separated from India. And the last separation we saw, Pakistan. They didn't want to follow the Vedic culture, they became separated. An interesting thing to know that this land is also not known. Today's India, Bharatvarsha is not identified as Bharatvarsha. This land is at the most Hindustan. How many people call this land Bharatvarsha? Mostly it is known as Hindustan or India. So that means Bharatvarsha is lost. Because we can see in India there is no Vedic culture. People are not practicing Vedic. So that is what is happening in one hand. But on the other hand, we can see Prabhupada has taken the Vedic culture outside of India and distributed it all over the world. So Bharatvarsha is not a geographical consideration. The ultimate consideration of Bharatvarsha is that land where people practice Vedic culture. So Bharatvarsha went out of India now. Only in some small pockets it's being practiced, like here. What goes on in the name of Hinduism is not Vedic culture. Hinduism is a total hodgepodge. In a way, I very frankly, I very openly tell people, that Hindus are a group of people, those who don't have any religion. Christians have their religion, Islamic Muslims have their religion, and so forth. But Hindus, what does Hindu mean? Those who don't have any religion. Sab acha hai, jato mat tato pat. Everything is okay. That is Hinduism. But Prabhupada is establishing the Vedic culture, not Hinduism. Sanatan Dharma. Sanatan Dharma. Sanatan means eternal. The eternal religion. Religion of not of the body, but the religion of the soul. Soul is Sanatan, Nitya. Therefore, the Dharma of the soul is Sanatan, Nitya. And what is that? Does this Dharma end with the body? Like Hinduism, Islamism, Christianity, Judaism, they all are bodies religion. When one is dead, is he a Christian anymore? In his grave, how many Christians are Christians? There's a famous philosopher, Nietzsche. He actually mentioned that the last Christian died on the cross. The last Christian died on the cross. That means Jesus was the only Christian who died on the cross. There is no Christian. Anyway, that is of course his statement. He also is a half crazy person. But Srila Prabhupada is giving the world the real religion, which has been propounded in the Vedas, and he is distributing, propagating it all over the world. And what is the essence of the Vedic culture? The essence of the Vedic culture is Krishna consciousness, devotion to Krishna. And it's good that people are recognizing it all over the world and they are participating in this process. Krishna ISKCON is growing. People are accepting Krishna consciousness more and more. So this is the unique feature of the age of Kali. Bharatvarsha, the land where Vedic culture was prevalent, in that land Vedic culture is lost. But Vedic culture has spread all over the world. So in a way, Kali tried to destroy the Vedic culture, but Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has different plan. And can Kali defeat Chaitanya Mahaprabhu? No matter how strong he may be, he can't defeat Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Therefore, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's devotee, Jatra Yogeshwara Krishna, Jatra Partha Dhanurdhara. Jatra Yogeshwara Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and his devotee, Srila Prabhupada, Tatra Shri Vijaya Bhuti and Niti is Dhruva, is bound to be there. So we see in ISKCON there is real opulence, Shri Vijay. ISKCON is conquering the whole world with Krishna consciousness. And there is Niti, morality, and Vibhuti, spiritual opulence. So they are all becoming manifest. So now the question is, whose army you want to join? Do you want to join Kali's army or you want to join Prabhupada's army, Mahaprabhu's army? So now that you have said it, how are you going to do it? Tell me. How will you show that you are with Prabhupada's army? Kali's army, yes. Jamuna Priya? I thought you wanted to say something. Huh? Okay. So, Kali's, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's army means fighting against Kali. Okay, what is Kali? What is Kali's domain? Kali's domain is, Kali's kingdom is manifest, Kali's kingdom is identified in the form of meat eating, intoxication, illicit sex and gambling. So to defeat Kali means no meat eating, no intoxication, no illicit sex, no gambling. Kali's business is to establish adharma. Adharma means go against the Vedic scriptures. Are there people, even in India, are they really following the Vedic scriptures? Say for example, the sadhus, so many sadhus, with Bhagavad Gita they give their lectures. But do they give the lectures on the basis of Bhagavad Gita that Krishna spoke to Arjuna and the way Arjuna understood? Or they speak on the basis of their own concoction? Like people don't actually have any understanding. They think that, oh, they are speaking on Bhagavad Gita. But no, they are not speaking Bhagavad Gita. On the basis of Bhagavad Gita, holding Bhagavad Gita in the front, they are speaking their nonsense. That's what is happening. And Prabhupada has given the real Bhagavad Gita as it is. And the proof is, Bhagavad Gita as it is making devotees. Whereas those Bhagavad Gita lectures, Bhagavad Gita translation, Bhagavad Gita commentaries don't make a single devotee of Krishna. They rather become enemies of Krishna, or competitors of Krishna. No Krishna. Krishna is the imagination. Krishna is the unknown darkness within our heart, within ourselves. Actually, you are Krishna. Recognize that you are Krishna. That's what, these are the things that they are saying. You are Krishna. You are God, I am God, everyone is God. Only Krishna is not God. That is their teaching. And what to speak of other way that adharma is spreading. Dharma is go brahmana hitayacha. And what is going on in the name of dharma is killing the cows. So is that dharma, the so-called religion that promotes cow killing, is that dharma? No, that is adharma. So this is how we have to recognize what is dharma and what is adharma. So Mahaprabhu's siding with Mahaprabhu, lining up with Mahaprabhu means committing yourself to this mission of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. No personal aggrandizement, no personal agenda. I have nothing, no desire for my sense gratification. All I want is to commit myself completely to serve Krishna, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So that is the real religion. Consider how to distribute Krishna consciousness. Go out and distribute books. That is how this movement is going to spread. Go out and cultivate people. I'll give a lot of credit to Keshav. When he came here, he is cultivating the Bhakti Vriksha, the congregation members, very nicely. Yeah, Keshav, I'll meet with the congregation devotees tomorrow evening. Did Bimal Krishna tell you? Okay. And that is how one will serve. Spread this movement. And that's why I was pointing out yesterday, don't waste your time in just eating and sleeping and doing prajalpa. Don't vitiate the atmosphere of the temple. Create a nice atmosphere in the temple. Go out and distribute books. Those who don't have enough service in the temple, yesterday I was speaking to Bimal Krishna and Radha Vinod, that those who don't have enough service in the temple, let them go out and distribute books. In this way you serve Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's mission. And those who are in the temple, serve the deities nicely, create a nice atmosphere in the temple, and preach locally. Sukadev also is another silent worker. Silently he is preaching. He is going out on his own, cultivating people. So this is how Mahaprabhu Sankirtan moved. This is how we should join Mahaprabhu's army. Okay, all glories to Srila Prabhupada, Gaur Premanande, Hari Hari. Yes, Jamuna Priya, you are on the front of the queue. You said you would rather wait and comment. Yeah, sure.
Maharaj, I was just wondering that these sadhus that you are talking about, they're even worse than those who are ignorant about Krishna. They might even understand this. Maharaj, what is their destination? What is their destination?
Let Krishna decide. Let Jamraj decide. Why should it waste our time? It doesn't interest us. Yeah.
While we've been attending the classes for this chapter, in the purport, Prabhupada is saying that Puranjan is representing intelligence, whereas we understood that it was actually
Well, the living entities also sometimes can be represented as his intelligence. This is how he's looking at the material nature. So you see, when we read the purport, then we should try to read it from his perspective. In what context Prabhupada said that? You see, this is another thing. This is perfect. So we have to understand what Prabhupada meant. Right? Any other question? Yeah.
Guru Maharaj, as you know that Bharatvarsham is entire Earth planet. So in modern science, that there are 7 continents in geographical survey. But they say it has been shown on statistics that like 5,000 years ago, all these continents were underwater, like Europe country and other countries. So how do you understand that?
That land could have been separated, but they were under Shashagara. The kings of India used to rule along with the ocean. And the 7 islands, they are different. Those are 7 islands surrounded by 7 oceans. What we are seeing is the middle part of the island, which is surrounded by saltwater ocean. Then beyond that, let me see what are the names. Anyway, the names of the oceans are Lavan, Ikshu, Ikhu, Shura, Shorpi, Dodhi, Ghrito, Udak. Salt, sugar, liquor, ghee, yogurt, milk and water. That is the Bhumandal, the Bhurloka. So this Bhurloka has 7 islands and 7 oceans. That is not the 6 continents that we know of. But also, like, there was a time when this island, central island, was one island surrounded by ocean, and they also accept, modern science also accept that they were one at one time and they got separated. Africa, Europe, Asia, America, they all were one island, but they got separated.
फिफ्थ कैंटो में डिफरेंट वर्ष के बारे में बताया गया है।
हाँ, गुड। ये जो है, ये मिडिल आइलैंड है अजनाभ वर्ष, जिसको हम भारतवर्ष कहते हैं। वो मिडिल आइलैंड जिसके चारों तरफ लवण का सागर है, ये सब यहाँ पर ही है, भूमंडल में है। हमारा विचार, our understanding or our perception is only with this middle island. We don't know about sugar water ocean. We can't go there. Okay. And there is a liquor ocean. Madira ka. So, yes. Hare Krishna.
People who are worshipping Shiva for years, when we approach them for chanting Mahamantra, they say, why not Om Namah Shiva? So how to convince them the relation between Lord and Shiva? Because Shiva is बहुत बड़े सबसे बड़े वैष्णव माने जाते हैं।
देखो, सारे विचार तो शास्त्र के आधार पर होना चाहिए। हाँ, मैं क्या सोचता हूँ, what I think is not important, what scripture says that's important. हाँ, The scripture gives a clear understanding.
And does it about the Brahma Samhita, where it says that Shiram Dhadevi का विशेष होगा संजाय जिस तरह तो उनका ही मैंने दूध दही का जो उन्होंने उपादान दिया है कि कृष्णा भगवान कृष्ण दूध है और शिव जो है वो दही का उपादान है. How to convince them? I fail to convince them.
You see, can you convince a primary school child, or one doesn't even go to school, about a PhD topic? So don't waste your time. Let them first learn ABCD. Then comes the question of understanding. And learning ABCD means they have to accept the authority. And simple consideration, they may not accept it, but you try to understand who is Lord Shiva and who is Krishna. Make your devotion and try to preach to those who are going to listen. Those who don't want, you had been a teacher. Did you try to teach the students, those who don't want to listen? Those who don't attend the classes? You could do that with a stick in your hand. But with these people you can't do that. Right? With a child you can use the stick.
I feel unhappy for them.
Okay, pray for them. Pray for them, and in your faith you become fixed. In your understanding you become fixed. For example, what is Lord Shiva doing? How do you see Lord Shiva?
Lord Shiva is a great...
No, how do you see? What is he doing? When you see Lord Shiva, what is he doing? He's sitting down, meditating.
Yeah. He's always engrossed.
He has a mala in his hand. So वो माला में किसका नाम जप रहे हैं?
हाँ, जब आरती माँ उनसे पूछती हैं तो कहते हैं कि मैं राधा कृष्ण को ही जपता हूँ हमेशा.
तो
हम तो मानते हैं. How to convince people? अच्छा, I read them and pray for them.